Welcome to SchoolNet's webinar series of past finalists and winners in Microsoft's Partners in Learning Forum in South Africa. I am Fiona Beale and I am hosting this webinar. I would like to introduce you to Wessel, who will now tell you about his project called School of Rock. Over to you, Wessel.
Well, can I also just maybe get a yes before I continue? I was thrown off there for a moment, but I'm back. All right, that's a yes. Fiona, I actually need to start by saying that when I start my class in the beginning of the year, I tell the boys I'm not Mr. Theron, I'm not Mr. Theron, I'm not Mr. Theron, ek is meneer Tron. So, yeah, that's from the Afrikaans teacher's side. I also want to thank Microsoft for the awesome year last year because I got to travel overseas and meet so many inspiring people, which is great. And I've tried to inspire those around me here at school as well, even though I've got a lot of teachers who are really amped about technology and doing great things here at school. Well, I want to start off by saying one of my quotes that I used last year as well. Gustav Le Bon stated that an education system is of more importance to a country than its government. And I would say the driving force behind my project is the need for proper and inspiring language education. And most educators will agree that the reason why many learners struggle with mathematical problems, for example, like Helen will also talk about, or history essay writing or long questions in general, is because they do not understand the question or because they find it problematic to organize their thought process or to express themselves using proper language. So teaching language and additional language are therefore at the foundation of any subject. And that's also why I'm so passionate about language teaching. But nobody, and I must reiterate that, nobody could have prepared me for an additional language class. And this is why the title of my project is called School of Rock. And hopefully most of you guys have seen that movie as well. I had to find a cool and innovative way to engage my classes and to bring Afrikaans into their technologically driven world. And my grade 8s had to create their own music video by matching images to the lyrics of a song, or they had the choice to translate a song and then sing it themselves. And this was the perfect opportunity for me and for them to be creative, to improve their comprehension, their vocab, computer literacy, visual literacy, and be entertained while learning. And I think one of my main aims was to break away from those things that they were used to in language classes. Now, just to tell you a bit about my school, I teach at Bishop's Diocesan College, and Bishop's is a boys' school, and most students at Bishop's live in the southern suburbs of Cape Town. And the problem I face is the fact that I'm teaching, or last year I taught the Set 6 Afrikaans class, and this means that these boys obtained the lowest marks for Afrikaans, and to many it is even a foreign language. I had two boys from Tanzania, for example, a Xhosa boy, a young Frenchman, but I promise you from the start we had a lot of fun because I tried to be unconventional and modernistic. Okay, so let me immediately jump into the good stuff. My project. My grade 8s had to work in pairs and create their own appealing and entertaining music video. And this entailed using the internet to go on iTunes or elsewhere to buy the song they chose. I did not provide any music for them. And thereafter, they had to interpret and translate the lyrics. They had to understand every word and the meaning of the song. That was very important for me. They had to understand everything before they started translating and working on their music video. And then after understanding it, it was followed by matching the proper images to the lyrics and being creative. And I think you would agree throughout the process they were using ICTs to learn Afrikaans, to enjoy Afrikaans, and to be resourceful in Afrikaans. And basically the words and pictures, that was my aim, the words and the pictures were embedded in their minds, and the project addressed their experience world every step of the way. And I think their second language became relevant to them because they were having fun and using ICTs. Now at the end we watched 1 or 2 music videos every day, and the boys literally complained if our time ran out. And I think the highlight for me as a teacher was when the whole class sang in full anthem one of the music videos I chose. And for those of you who are interested in the music, or the music video that I chose that one of the boys did was Della Rai, Della Rai. And afterwards I emailed all my family saying you won't guess what we sang in class today, and it was just a lot of fun for me and for them. Now, secondly, two of the boys that you will see tonight posted their music on YouTube, and the feedback has been extremely positive. Even this year, the guys are still talking about it, and some of the grade 8s have probably heard of it as well. And last year, I set up the language paper and purposely chose an article on Bill Gates to continue the link between Afrikaans and the world of technology. But I would say this model of learning will be useful for any second language teaching. Now, let me just give you some background on my project and explain how it has been a successful ICT-based learning venture. And I think that's also important for people who want to enter this year. As you can see on this slide, learning outcomes were met, and two things that stood out for me is building vocab, because any second language teacher or additional language teacher will tell you that vocab is so imperative. Without vocab, it's difficult to move forward. And then the interesting aspect was the visual literacy side as well. And with regards to assessment, I assessed the music videos, but the boys had time to look at each other's music videos, and there was a bit of competition going on there as well. And you would know if you work with boys that if you want to get them going, you just make it into a competition. Well, if I go to my next slide, this project was planned in the first term, and we implemented in the second term. And if you look on the next slide, here's an example of the assignment that was handed out. And one of the things I just mentioned on the previous slide is that I set the boys up for what was expected of them. And I show a lot of music videos. I show them there's different music genres in Afrikaans. And yeah, so they knew what was expected of them. And throughout the process, skills were also cultivated. Their vocab, sentence structure, and comprehension were improved, I think. I definitely saw that in one or two boys specifically. And the big thing for me, they were exposed to Afrikaans culture and music genres. And as you can also see there, I used different forms of ICTs. And because there were a choice between creating your own music video or by translating an English song to Afrikaans, yeah, you got various feedback from the boys. Now, problem solving also played a part, because they had to match the images to the lyrics. They had to go find the images. They had to even go find the song or the lyrics and put that all together. Now, if you are working with 21st century education or teaching, the word collaboration always comes up. And that's also why I gave the boys the opportunity to work in pairs. And this is a great way for them to talk about it, to bounce ideas off each other, and yeah, at the end delivered a very creative and great project. Furthermore, knowledge was acquired when learning outcomes was met. And one thing that stood out for me is that music appreciation also took place. And working together highlighted communication as well, adding to the whole idea of collaboration. Now, as I've mentioned as well, if you want boys to enjoy something, just turn it into a competition. I, for example, have a drawer in my class with a lot of sweets, and if I hand that out or start a competition, the boys already change their perspective. And I think healthy competition is always good in the classroom. Moving forward, almost done. I think it was great that the two boys also posted their music video on YouTube, and this was shared with the real world. And at the end of the day, the most important thing for me is that these boys will be better citizens, and that they will one day be able to communicate better within a multilingual and multicultural South Africa. I think that's the main aim for me. Now with my matric classes as well, I encourage them to speak more Afrikaans because after school, you're going to be in a different environment, different context, and it's always great to be able to communicate in another language. Now, lastly, to end off, and that's the slide that didn't come out great, and I just want to read that. I wanted to emphasize the fact that I gave the students the opportunity to learn and experience Afrikaans while having fun and interacting with their computers, software programs, and music files. And learning took place outside of the traditional and rigid framework in which languages are often taught. And I think languages can sometimes be really boring, and therefore we as teachers or educators need to think out of the box to make it more interesting. And yeah, this was a great way to bring Afrikaans into their 21st century world, to better their language use, to better their comprehension, and to change stigmas that some of the boys might have. Now, I want to end off with one of the music videos that the boys made, the Scutty. And basically what they did is they took Justin Bieber's song, Baby Baby, and they translated it to Afrikaans and they performed it themselves. Now, I just need to go to share so you guys can see what's on my computer. If you will just give me a moment. I just want to share my screen and then I'll go get it in my computer. Desktop. Well, hopefully you can see my desktop at the moment. Now I just need to go find it. I've got so many things up. Desktop, SchoolNet, 2012. Now I actually need to go back to 2011. There you can see how many stuff I worked on for last year. Okay. Let's try this. I'm sorry if it's going to lag a bit, but most of you can just get an idea for what the boys did. So I apologize now already for lagging, or if you can't, or if the words and the pictures aren't the same.
In die vierhoeke van die spieël sien ek dinge wat my pla. Dinge wat my pla. Ek sien 'n refleksie van my siel in hierdie eindelose spieël. Die wêreld se spieël. My onderkant die maan vanaand, want ek kry skam oor dinge wat ek sien in hierdie eindelose speeltjies het vir my. Hoe sien die ander mense my? Sien hulle ook die beeld wat ek in die oggend kry? Speeltjie in my
Alright, so next up is Justin Bieber in Afrikaans, and I'll just show a bit of that and then I'll end off.
Dis my meisie, my sexy meisie. Dis my man, my baie, my man. Jy weet jy's lief vir my, ek weet jy gee om. Skrien my vannaar en ek sal daar wees. Jy is my liefde, jy is my hart. En ons is nooit ooit sonder mekaar. Is ons 'n paar, my siel speel, ons het dit vriende. Wat sê jy, is der ander, kyk in my oor. My eerste liefde het my hart gebreek. En ek was so skattie, 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 oh. So skattie, 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 nee. So skattie, 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 au. Ek het gedink, jy sal teen myne. Skattie, 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 oh. So skattie, 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 nee. So skattie, 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 oh. Ek het gedink, jy sal teen myne. Vir jou doen ek enige iets. Ek kan net nie geniet dat ons hier saam is. Ek wil dit graag speel, maar ek verloor jou. Ek verloor nog iets, ek koop 'n ring vir jou. Ek is in stukkies, skattie maak my reg. Skat my en ruk my van die slegte dood. Gaan onder. En ek kan nie glo, my eerste liefde nie. En ek is so skattie, 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 oh. So skattie, 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 nee. So skattie, 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 oh. Ek het gedink, jy sal teen myne. Skattie, 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 oh. So skattie, 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 nee. So skattie, 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 oh. Ek het gedink, jy sal myne. Skattie, 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 oh. So skattie, 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 nee. So skattie, 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 oh. Ek het gedink, jy sal teen myne. Ek is altyd weg. Ek is
Well, I can definitely tell you those boys had a lot of fun. And yeah, they actually enjoy Afrikaans now as well. As jy belangstel, kan jy op YouTube gaan en jy kan net skattie intik en dan kan jy die video kyk. Kim van Sint-Sips sê haar graad, ek kan nie onthou nie, graad 4 klas, wil elke week omtrent een keer na hierdie musiekvideo luister. So that's all from my side. Good luck with everyone who's entering this year.
That was Wessel Theron telling us about his project School of Rock. Thank you for sharing your ideas with us, Wessel. Good night, everyone.